It's no secret that this wheelchair has been causing me problems for quite some time. It's a brand new year, it's time for a brand new me. I think it's time for a brand new wheelchair. So very exciting. I'm going to be doing a 3-part series on my channel, how I chose my new wheelchair, getting measured for my new wheelchair, then finally receiving and reviewing my new wheelchair as well. A staggering 75% of you over on Instagram said that you weren't happy with your current wheelchair, mainly due to the fit. So I thought what I would do is share with you the whole fitting process. It's going to be packed with so many tips and tricks. It's going to give you a real insight into the whole process. So if you're new to a wheelchair and the measuring process, you know exactly what to expect, what the words and terminologies kind of mean as well. Make sure to have a pen and paper because I'm going to be sharing tips on the screen. I'm also going to be sharing tips at the end of this video, and if for any reason they are not accessible to you, I will leave them in the description box as well. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss these 3 fantastic videos. After a lot of research and doing some work on Wheelsnoheels, I finally found a company that I was comfortable with, who I wanted to get my wheelchair through, and that is Cyclone Mobility. This video has been sponsored by Cyclone. I have previously worked with Cyclone before on my Batek videos, which is how I was really introduced to them in the first place. The main chairs that Cyclone Mobility supply are the GTM chairs. They have about 6 different models, and they range from entry-level chairs which can be fully adjusted right up to fully welded fixed framed chairs for the Season Pro. They look good, they look really stylish. So once I had decided that Cyclone was one of the companies that I wanted to try their wheelchairs, I gave them a call. They asked me a few questions over the phone as to what my needs are, what I'm kind of looking at getting, so that they can get an idea as to what kind of products to bring me to have a look at. Cyclone's reps are dotted all over the country. All of Cyclone's wheelchair fitters are wheelchair users themselves, so they have that lived-in knowledge that you just can't get from anybody else but a wheelchair user. I had Spencer come out to me, who has been injured for 10 years. He is a motocross enthusiast and he really knows his stuff when it comes to wheelchairs. Spencer is here.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself and how you came to be working for Cyclone.
So I've known Stuart, founder of Cyclone. I've known Stuart a long time now. Got very heavily involved over the past year really. Been employed for nearly now 6 months for Cyclone. Beforehand I was just doing it really just to, go along with Stuart and really learn the trade and really just see what's out there really. Like I say, I've known him for many years through shows and Nadex and Dusseldorf and Rehire Care and things. So I've known him for a long time through my injury. I've been injured 10 years myself, and I've probably known him for a good 4 of those years. So Stuart's a good guy, and what I can say about Cyclone is if the product's not good, he won't sell it. So he certainly tested and tried all of his products, and certainly they're to Stuart's standard, as we say, for them to be in the Cyclone range.
Sadly, at the end of last year, Stuart passed away. In a time when I didn't really believe in myself, Stuart believed in me and gave me a lot of confidence, and I know that Stuart has touched a lot of other people's lives as well. All he wanted to do was help people live their lives to the fullest in the disability community, which is why I am so proud to be working with Cyclone again. I sat with Spencer for a good half an hour and I explained to him what I like about my chair, what I don't like about my chair, what I hope to get from my new wheelchair, and really give him an insight as to what my needs are. I had all my points written down as well, so I didn't forget anything. So one of the things that I don't like about this is footplate.
Okay.
And
yep.
the long wheelbase.
Yep.
I want to be more sort of tucked under, and I definitely need a bit more support. Like I flap and fly all over the place.
Yep.
And I would like something a little bit more neater,
more narrow, more petite, tapered in.
And another thing which I'm struggling with is the seat position.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I need something a little bit more bucketed, and I get very tired and very achy, and I've been suffering a lot of pain.
You almost sat on the chair, not sat in it.
Exactly. Oh my god, and the weight. Yeah, the weight of this chair. When I saw this chair, it said it's like the world's lightest folding wheelchair at 7 kilos. We actually weighed it with luggage scales. The weight, yeah, in kilograms.
13.9.
That's almost 14 kilos.
Yeah. See, they always do the measurement, the weight measurement with the wheels off.
0.17 kilos.
So straight away that's one thing, and then obviously that is just a straight chair without no extra such as push handles. You know, any extra you add to that chair adds weight.
So Sean's weighing the cushion now, which weighs
1.04.
Don't make you aware of that, you just think, oh, 7 kilos, great.
It's definitely something to be aware of, and don't fall into that trap.
Yeah, no, that's so true, yeah.
So you've bought a couple of chairs. Shall we have a look at them?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Cool. So obviously I bought a couple of chairs with me today. There's two different types of chair here. So this is the Jaguar and this is the Mustang. So there's a monoframe chair here on my left. What I mean by monoframe, basically, it's just a straight tube frame all the way down through. So it's a continuous piece of metal that runs down through the chair. That's one of the main differences to this chair compared to this chair. The Jaguar is a box frame chair, so you can see that you have two pieces of metal that run down through underneath. Also, another difference on this chair is obviously you're going on about the batik bracket. This is actually one that's actually bolted on, so you can see all the gubbins and stuff like this. So obviously we have to remove brakes and put our brakes onto the chair along with all this bracket and mechanism, which obviously enables you to then have the batik bracket on. And this is what GTM can actually mount their welded bracket to. So you're losing all of this in, you know, which saves 2-3 kilos in weight. You can see on the Jaguar it's all welded, it's a lot neater. It looks a lot smarter and more petite, and again the main important thing about it is obviously weight. Two other differences with these chairs. So this is the Mustang, it's fully adjustable, whereas any other chair in the GTM range they're fully fixed and non-adjustable. So that means basically it's welded to how you prefer your positioning in your chair, and that's really something that 2-3 years down the line, when you really know what you want out of a chair, that I'd be recommending something that's fixed. Another difference is the back wheels. As you can see, this is a very standard wheel, so this is what the GTM will supply with a chair as a no added extra, and it's a very bog standard wheel. However, on the Jaguar you can see that we've got a spinachy wheel, or a lighter wheel. It's a lighter, and it looks like it's not as strong because it's got less spokes, but it's double the strength, and it also looks good as well in terms of colours.
And what chair are you currently using?
So I'm in a GTM Endeavour, which is one of the top ranges of the GTM range. In terms of the chair, it's a fixed chair, so there's no adjustment.
Shall we try them out?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. It feels good. This is nice. The centre of gravity.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just a bit more better than a Tesco chair, but an NHS chair really, and not a lightweight wheelchair.
It turns nicely. Yeah, I don't think that this is the one for me though.
Yeah, so they do obviously do the there's a new one that's out now, which are like these spokes are a lot thinner. So obviously again that's helping with weight and stuff.
Yeah, it even feels better. It really does. Like,
even it not being set up for you,
Yeah, I think
it's pretty straight.
yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty. We replace it to the newer spec, but really that is kind of not much has changed on the Jaguar in the years. It's just really done on measurements now, so obviously it'd be a lot smaller for you and axle positions and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is sold.
Yeah.
So
Great stuff.
yeah.
Perfect.
Finally, I had made my decision. I knew exactly what was the right wheelchair for me, and that was the GTM Jaguar. Not only does it look really good, but it fulfills my brief. It has to be lightweight. It already has a batik bar welded onto it, so that saves like 2-3 kilos already and makes it really, really strong. It's also going to have some bucket in the seat, which is going to make it really, really supportive for me. Alright, now it's time to move on to my top tips for choosing a manual wheelchair. And as you know, I have done a couple of videos on this before, so I'll just touch upon these briefly, but if you want to know a little bit more in depth, then do check out those other videos down below. So number one, speak to an OT, especially if you are new to using a wheelchair. Research, research, research. As I said, I've been doing some research for probably 3 years, if not longer, on what kind of wheelchair I think will be best for me. Doing research is so much easier now because we have the internet, but back in the olden days when I was kind of on my own, I wasn't able to do the research that I can do now. You can speak to people in wheelchairs, definitely speak to someone who has a similar condition to you, and have a look at as many different wheelchairs as you can and what you think you like the look of, because there are just so many options these days. Not only do I have some great videos on wheelchairs, but also Richard from Wheels to Walking has some great videos as well. So when you've finished on my channel, go and check out Richard's channel and see what videos he has and let him know that Jem sent you. Another thing that I would recommend is you talk to someone who perhaps has that chair that you're looking at, see what they like, what they don't like about it, and you can really get a good gauge if that is the right chair for you. I definitely spoke to a few GTM users before I went ahead with the chair. Make sure you try it out in your car or a carer's car or family member's car. It would be awful if you bought one and it didn't quite fit. Find out what the true weight of the wheelchair is if weight is a big factor for you. Quite often they will only put the frame weight on the wheelchair and won't take into account wheels and cushions and extras. Make sure you have got someone with you. It definitely helps, especially if you get low in spoons. They can remind you of what you are sort of advocating for. And they can also pick up on things that you might not have picked up on, and they can prompt you if you've forgotten anything as well. Never feel pressured into getting a wheelchair, whether it's a special offer or not. Just be 100% in your mind of what you want. There should never be any pressure from anybody. If you're going to be using any power add-ons, you may want to consider if they're going to fit on your wheelchair. This wheelchair, it's carbon fibre, so I can't attach a bracket bar to this wheelchair, and anything else that I want to add on the front as well. That has been my video on how I chose my wheelchair. I hope that you found it useful. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, don't forget to check out Cyclone Mobility. I will leave them linked in the description box down below. Subscribe for the next 2 videos. They're going to be really exciting. And if you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy costly mistakes people make when choosing a manual wheelchair. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!